Welcome to Oxenfree II Lost Signals. I just got the Platinum for this recently, and the guides aren't great and a lot of people aren't sure exactly how the trophies work, so I thought it'd be a good idea to put together a full video guide showing exactly how I got the Platinum. But remember, this is the way that I did it, not the most efficient way to do it, but at the end of the video I'm going to show my kind of theory for how you could do it in 2 playthroughs. So on my first playthrough, I didn't want to look at the trophy list or anything, so I played it completely blind and just made my own way through the game. And the first important thing we did for a trophy was an hour and a half in when we met Violet at Charity Point. We talked her down and were nice to her. And then again, at Tatega Falls, we stopped Jacob from taking it too far with Charlie, which made Charlie like us. Then, at the church, we completed this sequence by grabbing the radio from Olivia, and because Violet and Charlie were friendly with us, they make this section a bit easier because they stop her. Now, I don't do it here because, like I said, I didn't know exactly what I was meant to do. You should actually smash the radio here if you want to get the Platinum a bit faster. So Evelyn asks you to phone her every single time you plant a transmitter, so after the last one in Garland, we phoned her for the last time and got her trophy. The reason I didn't mention the Evelyn side quest is because we'll basically be doing it again on the next playthrough. When we found Athena, we chose to pet her, but it doesn't matter at this stage, you can choose to not pet her. You just have to do the opposite of wherever you did the first time, obviously. And at the end of the game, we let Olivia go through the portal to get her ending trophy. And because we were friends with both Violet and Charlie, we got their trophies as well. Okay, so now our first playthrough is out the way, let's lay this out and explain exactly what I did. So I'm going to call this the good 100% playthrough. We're going to be nice to Jacob, get every collectible, get every miscellaneous trophy, and do every walkie-talkie side quest, and then get Riley to go through the portal. So essentially in this playthrough, every single time you go into a new area or any story beat happens, just constantly check every channel on the walkie-talkie and talk to everyone. So for the whole game I was basically just mashing L1. And for the whole playthrough, just be nice to Jacob, don't lie to him, don't be mean to him, always answer him. I personally didn't need a guide for this, it was just easy to kind of be nice to him. As for the collectibles, you could clean them all up at the end, but personally I followed this guide on PlayStation trophies and I got them all along the way. So there's 12 total, and then once you've unlocked the 12, you can go to Jacob's house to get the 13th. An important thing to do here is early in the game, make sure to tune into channel 8 to meet Maria, and she'll tell you to tune into the radio station. That's how you start her side quest basically. And on the way to Charity Point, Nick will contact you and ask you to grab his backpack. So you have to go down here, grab the backpack, and then phone him back. And now Nick and Maria will be added to your contacts, and like I said, just constantly talk to them. And Evelyn, make sure you talk to Evelyn after every transmitter. To get the Merry Scary Christmas video, which I guess the pronunciation only works if you're American and say scary, you need to pick these exact options when you're in the cave with Jacob: Santa, 14, and Loudly. Also, just so you know, if you miss any of the side quests or any of the miscellaneous ones, don't worry, because other than being nice to Jacob, you could technically get any of these in the next playthrough. At the ranger station, if you use the phone, you'll meet Shelley, and again, she's getting added to your list, just keep phoning her at every opportunity. After doing the hot cold thing on the beach, you need to grab this shoe from the cave for Hank, who we'll meet later. Also, just to stop any confusion, you do actually need to pick this up in the main game, but that's when you're in like the time loop. So when you're out the time loop, you have to go back to the cave and pick it up again. Now at this point, the guide I was looking at said that I was meant to be like 5 conversations deep with Nick, but Nick still hadn't phoned me, so I thought I'd somehow messed it up and missed it, even though I was phoning him every opportunity. But I found out, if you go back and forth between 2 areas, you'll keep unlocking new conversations. So I spent the next few minutes just going back and forth, waiting like a minute to make sure there was no one else to phone, then go back in, back out, you know, like, just keep doing this. Also, just so you know, other than the Shelley quest, I don't think any of your choices actually matter. Other than maybe Medea, I think you might have to kind of egg her on to ask out Charlie. If you're worried, there are a lot of specific guides for each trophy, so I check them out, but you should be okay. Another missable one is when you're in Garland, you have to go into this building to meet Hank, then set the EMF boosters to 1930, go into the time portal, then talk to the guy, and once you leave, you can tell Hank you've got the shoe and put it in the box, and you'll finish that one quickly. And again, at the end of Garland, when Jacob falls into the church, phone Evelyn and you'll be interrupted. Just a heads up, the first time I phoned Evelyn, this didn't work, but if you quit and load the game, you'll go back to the start of the area and you can do it again. So the whole point of being nice to Jacob is so that at the end of the game, he'll have a specific conversation with you. But I was getting close to the point of no return for the game, and I was getting nervous I wasn't nice enough to him because he hadn't had this conversation with me yet. So again, I just walked back and forth, pausing for a bit just in case you need to wait for them, and then finally...
So, can I ask you the dumbest question in the world?
Yeah, sure, why not?
You know, the record?
You already named it perfectly. We are 3 AM food friends.
Alright, well.
I do think you need to say your 3 AM food friends, by the way. At this point, we had now gotten all of the collectibles and could head back to Jacob's house for the final one, and we chose to not pet Athena here, but that doesn't affect your relationship with Jacob because you already have the trophy for being nice to him. Then we finished off the game for the second time and chose Riley to enter the portal. Now, at this point, we only had a few trophies left, so we quickly jumped back in to complete our final playthrough. The main points for this one is we need to be mean to Jacob, be nice to Olivia, and be nice to either Charlie or Violet, and mean to the other. You can't be nice to both. Being mean to Jacob is quite easy. You just lie to him, make fun of him, and if none of the options let you do that, then just don't say anything to him. Being nice to Olivia is quite hard. I tried to do it myself on the second playthrough and I messed it up. So I found this guide and I'd recommend following it along. It details the exact things you need to say to her and was a big help for me. So hopefully it will help you too. And we've already covered being nice to Charlie and Violet. I personally found that being nice to Violet was easier. So we were nice to her, and then when Jacob tries to fight Charlie, we just let it happen. So in the church section, the only way for Olivia to like you is if you grab the radio but don't smash it. At first I thought she would like you if you let her tune the portal, but that just stops you from talking to her. So we had to not smash the radio. The only issue is that the other trophy I had left is to smash it. So it looks like I was going to have to do a whole other playthrough just to smash the radio. But luckily, because the game saves at the start of each area, I was able to upload my save to the cloud, smash the radio, download my save, and then continue the playthrough. The final step of getting the Jacob ending is to tell him not to come with you to Edward's Island. And if you've not been nice to him, he'll volunteer to go into the portal himself. Just to explain, if you choose Olivia or Riley to enter the portal, they'll do it no matter what. There's no prerequisite to their endings, but Jacob will only go in if he feels like his life won't amount to anything. So if you're nice to him, he won't want to go in. And after 14 hours and 13 minutes, we had the Oxenfree II Platinum. Now, the discussions around this game have kind of stopped on PSN profiles. Most people are saying at minimum it will take 3 playthroughs, but after making this video, I think you can do it in 2. Obviously, I do recommend you do it exactly like I did, just enjoy the game for the first time, and then do it in 2 playthroughs after that. But if you really wanted to, I think it is possible to do it in 3. So let's look at the trophies that negate each other. If you smash the radio, you can't be nice to Olivia, and if you're friends with Jacob, you can't be mean to Jacob, and if you pet Athena, you can't not pet Athena. So they're the only 3 that kind of clash with each other. Okay, so here's a visual to help explain it. The first playthrough is going to be a lot like my second playthrough in this video. So first off, all the story ones you're going to get no matter what. You can also easily get all of the collectibles in this playthrough as well. You can get the scary story one, and pet or don't pet Athena, it doesn't actually matter because you'll do one and one and one in the other. You can also do all of the side quests in one playthrough, so that doesn't matter. And be nice to Jacob to get this one. In the church sequence, you want to make sure you grab the radio and smash it, and now all we have left are the endings and being friends with the kids. And the second playthrough, in this kind of hypothetical playthrough, is like the third one in this video. So in this one, we're going to be mean to Jacob, which is to get his ending trophy, and be nice to Olivia to get hers. And to be nice to Olivia, it seems like you have to be nice to one of her friends, but only one. So let's pick Violet just because that's what we did, which means you need to be nice to Charlie in the first one. And now the 2 trophies left are choosing Riley to go in and choosing Olivia to go in. Now, like I said, there's no prerequisite to getting these, all you have to do is pick them. So obviously we're going with Jacob in the second one. So at the end of your first playthrough, you can choose either of them, it doesn't matter. But now that leaves us with one more playthrough just to get 1 trophy. But thankfully, like I said before, the game saves at the start of every area. So when you get to Edward's Island at the end, you could upload your save, get an ending, download your save, and get the other one. So you could actually do this in either playthrough, whatever one feels best to you. And then that is how you get the platinum in 2 playthroughs. Like I said, I haven't tested this, but I mean, it makes sense and I've explained it here. So let me know in the comments if you find any issues with this. And again, let me know in the comments if this helped you. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.